All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the demo for Guntouchables. Now, I'd like to point out that I did play this earlier on, before Next Fest actually started. I I want to say the game is specifically something that if you can play with multiple people, that's what you want to do. Play this not by yourself. When I first played this with the bots, to say I was I don't know, disappointed is definitely an understatement. Um, it's a top-down action shooter. You're a hot dog. I think you're a hot dog. I'm not really sure. Um, and you go through. The whole point is to get the chests and to kind of making them back to the vehicle. Kind of rinse and repeat. And in single player, you have the bots that are there to help you. Well, the problem I ran into is the bots are essentially worthless, and I don't know if that's going to kind of carry over into everything here either. Maybe some changes have happened. Maybe they're a little bit better. Yeah, looks like they made a change. Oh, good. So one of the problems that I ran into is the bot would not pick up a chest. Like, you had to be the guy to pick up a chest, and it honestly kind of rendered playing single player to be essentially impossible, because your bots would never really kind of get in an area that could help you. They would just kind of be in the way. They would run behind you to its while you were trying to run and attack other things and make it wherever you're going. With the chest, you could, or the crate, you were not able to shoot with the crate. So I'm actually really impressed, because I feel like they took some feedback I had that may not have been nice. No, I think I delivered it in a nice way, but I mean, I was definitely very adamant with how disappointing I felt the game was, because it was similar to, like, I don't know, like, I could say the way that I compared this was like Left 4 Dead in a top-down perspective, but bad. I played Left 4 Dead primarily single player, just because, I mean, at the time, like, I didn't have anybody to play with. It's kind of the same case here with Guntouchables. Like, I don't have anybody that's like, oh, you know what? This looks like it's going to be a great time. Let's play it together. So I have no choice but to just like play this by myself. And I really depend on the capability of the bots in that, because of that reason. And I will say that a lot has changed in a very positive way. And I'm just going to get killed here because the bot decided to just take a dump, do nothing. Oh, well, thank God he freaking healed me. Well, come on, dude. Let's just go. Obviously, we're just going to leave. Anyway, one of the cool things I think that this game does well is, it really encourages you to, play through multiple, crate retrieval missions, because the more you do, the less likely that your enemies are going to be able to advance in such a way that's going to make it very difficult. But as you can see, like, I already got my butt handed to me. I'm not going to just... The chances that I'm going to go and get this chest and survive and things are going to go the way that I want them to, they're really small, and I just don't expect it to happen. So instead of trying, I'm just going to jump onto the next area. And I'm going to replace... I think I'm going to replace my pistol. You know what? I want this. More ammunition. But yeah, so the enemy, or the mutants, the enemies, they got these extra cards that basically make them harder. For me, even if I was playing with other people, I feel that the way this works would actually be kind of problematic. If you're playing with other people, you have this whole conversation of, hey, do you want to continue, trying, or should we push through, another thing with the chest? And there's no wrong answer. People are going to choose whatever they choose. But, you know, with teamwork and playing with other people, you have to make that decision of like, well, what is it that you want to do? And if you don't agree or you do something that's outside of your capabilities, I mean, you're kind of hosed. And that's in the situation. He can heal me one more time. Like, I mean, there's not really any point in me continuing because I know I'm not going to do well enough to succeed here. And while the bot is definitely much better than when I first played, it's still not very good. You know, when it comes to how this works. One of the other problems you have is like when you are, you know, being attacked, it's almost as if you get frozen in place, like you turn into a deer and you are just terrified. There's like little things where I'm assuming he's reloading. Maybe that's what's happening. But it just becomes this kind of exercise in futility. I would love to just kind of focus on getting as many chests as possible. But when the threat level increases so much every time, I'm less inclined to actually make that effort. And because like I didn't, you know, get all the chests on my first playthrough, my first run, the mutants are automatically becoming more powerful. And it's basically, it's not even a battle of attrition at this point. It is straight up, if you don't get all of those chests in the first, you know, that first run, you have a very good possibility that you're not going to make it very far in any of the other attempts, simply because enemies are going to be so vastly outpowered or overpowered. They're going to be just far more powerful than you will, because you were unwilling or unable to complete some of those additional challenges. And to me, it feels very punishing. If I was playing with like 2 or 3 people, I feel like it wouldn't be such a big deal. But because it's just me and the one bot that's only kind of moderately okay, it just makes the whole process kind of frustrating. As much as I would like to have things go well and, you know, do, you know, like, you know, get to the point where I'm like actually going to be able to make it through several levels and be like, oh, well, look at what I did. Look at how far I made it. It's just the chances are just so much smaller to do because things just didn't go my way, or I didn't make a choice that I should have. And I guess it's like a learned difficulty. It's something that you just have to kind of reach a point that you're like, you know, I'm perfectly fine with this. And for me, it just doesn't pull me in because, again, it's just, I find the punishment for not getting all of the crates to be far too much. And you start level 2, like already on this kind of downward trend of ability. And it just makes it just kind of super rough for me. Anyway, I don't think the game's bad by any means. I think it's definitely something that if you have 2 or 3 friends to play with, you could have a good time, especially if you liked Left 4 Dead. If you enjoyed Left 4 Dead, like, I mean, come on, it's very much the similar stuff, but that also kind of poses part of the problem that I have with it is the game feels like one giant collection of the same thing over and over again. You know, the whole point is to get the crates, right? So if I do decide to go and get the crates, good on me, but the crates are just going to be the same thing. I get the crate. Well, not the crates are the same thing, but like the whole process is the same. I'll get a crate. A horde of zombie wieners are going to come after me. And then I'm going to take the crate to the truck. I'm going to put the crate in the truck, refill my ammo, and then I'm going to go and get another crate, and I'm going to fight another horde of enemies. And I'm going to do this again and again and again until like I've reached a point where I've had enough. And it just doesn't have the variety I think that it needs, because after like one or two runs of this, like I feel as though I've already experienced everything there is to experience. So for me, it just doesn't have the depth that I wish it did. Uh, Again, like I think this is not a bad game. I think it is enjoyable. It has its moments that are fun and chaotic. Um, I think if you're playing with friends, you're going to have a better time. But at the end of my whole experience here, like I mean, I've played like an hour of it in total, and really, like again, I look at it as like Left 4 Dead without any of the nuances or variation that kind of made that into like such an endearing experience. I wish this had more variety. I wish the bots were a bit better. I will say they're a huge improvement from the first time I played this, but still, I don't know. I just think it's like not quite exactly what I would want in a game like this. But the link is in the description. I encourage you to try it, and if you like it, please wishlist it.